The SAA strike continues, and we keep an eye on the story focusing on the international departure side of the Cape Town International Airport. The strike has resulted in collateral damage to the businesses in the value chain, restaurants at the airport, the shuttle service, etc. What could the cost be to these businesses? And our reporter, Manelisi Dubase, is at the Cape Town International Airport. Manelisi, thank you for joining us there. Tell us what's happening there where you are. The movement, is it business as usual? I expect it not to be, but tell us what's happening there.
Matuba, unfortunately, from the South African Airways side, it is still the same as yesterday. All the flights I see at the port there, the flights that were supposed to have arrived from Windhoek and from Walvis Bay are still grounded. And the flight that was supposed to be leaving from London to Heathrow Airport, it does look like it's still grounded. But as for all other flights, I mean, it's business as usual. But obviously, the airport is unusually empty. I mean, at the weekend, I mean, the airport is always busy, like nobody's business. But it's still unusually empty today, and the workers are still toiling right outside this building from where I am. And as they said yesterday, that they will be doing so indefinitely until a solution is found. As to when will that happen, we're still waiting, but we understand that by Monday, maybe things can start be moving in a positive direction. Matuba.
Manelisi, you sat in front of MPs and the SAA management and the board trying to explain themselves to the MPs and why they should still keep their jobs. In your experience sitting there and reporting on this story, do you think this strike is doing any justice to SAA?
Not at all, Matuba. I mean, we usually talk about, the businesses in South Africa that are too big to fail. I must say that I've always undermined the role South African Airways is playing. But, having looked at what you just referred in your intro as a collateral damage that this strike is doing, I think that by the time we count the losses, it will be way far more than the 52 million rands that SAA said it will be losing every day, especially if we look at the collateral damage that it has done. I was walking around here, the restaurants that are normally buzzing at this time on Saturday at the weekend and business going on, they are empty, relatively empty today, and the business is slow. Yesterday, I was talking to the manager of one of the businesses who was telling me that if the situation remains the same, he will have to let go half of the staff, and if the situation doesn't improve, they might even consider to closing down the restaurant, because it says that they will be running at a loss basically if the situation doesn't improve. So there's a lot of collateral damage. We might be counting even hundreds. But besides that, even people traveling and going about their normal business, there are couples who are attending funerals at the Eastern Cape. They had to remain behind because they they booked at the South African Airways, and they were told that, until, this whole situation is improved, they won't be able to travel there. So you can imagine that in terms of businesses, people who would be coming here for business or living for other businesses, all those aspects of life are affected by this strike. So it's a huge, huge loss.
Well, Manelisi, it seems like there's a ripple effect there with the SAA strike continuing, and this is a story that we'll keep an eye on. It's a developing story here in South Africa. SAA is bracing itself for impact, it seems. And let's leave it there for now, Manelisi, and we're going to take a short break. Coming up next is your sports update.